y'all. This is B. Carlo. I am working on my set list for FLOWERBOY. I need to go to the Delancey Theater later on today to see what my space is going to look like in order for me to be able to measure out how much crazy I can do. Clearly, I won't be able to do too much crazy, but I am going to still have a little quackers in the show. I do like being creative. I think that creativity is my superpower. My ability to say things in a different way or even personify it in a way that people haven't thought about before is a really good way of teaching, neutralizing the energy, and bringing people to making good decisions. I hope that when people see me, they see themselves but are motivated to be the better version, the different version. Everybody isn't going to care enough to see the creativity as a means to grow. Some people see creativity as a whole, or mine specifically, as a means to be seen. Oh, seeking attention. But like, you could say that about every job that people go and apply for. Like, there are people who literally go out and do jobs that they don't want to do. Is that because they want to be seen? Or is that because the light at the end of the tunnel is more important than their desire? Sure, now I've come to a point where I'm comfortable with wearing the wig. I'm comfortable with putting on the outfit. I'm comfortable with standing in front of people, singing, speaking, dancing. Like, yes, I wanted to do it. So I guess I should say this wasn't something that I could do, but I had to push myself to be trained in it. I don't believe I did that for attention. You know, it comes with purchase, I guess. I don't think people really understand. This is like all I have. Physical creativity is my physical manifestation, which is enough. Don't get me wrong. It is just all that I'm able to manifest with. I can't manifest with anyone else's energy. I can't manifest with anyone else's thought of who I am. I am only able to create with what I have created. I hate that people don't really see me as worthy of doing something that I just have to do, especially where I am in life right now. I've been old enough the entire time. I was too young at one point before I left my family, and then when I left my family I was too old. Nobody believed me when I said I was going to do this when I was 18. Nobody believed me when I said it at 21. People still kind of, even after 14 years, still like, where's the Beyonce? Where's the Chris Brown? You're still not them. And I'm just like, don't you get, like, they have machines behind them. They're not the person anymore. It's a lot easier to do work when you're not John Henry. I am John Henry. I have to create. I have to use my hands, my arms, my fists, my brain, my mind, my mouth to make things happen. And I'm doing better than a good amount of people with what I am creating alone. What can I say about art? What can I say about my art? I can say that my art is mindful. It is not just something that doesn't require you to use your brain. It is fun. It is angry. There are levels of frustration in what I have created, levels of curiosity. Nothing is handed to you. My art is a message. My message can be entendre, double and triple. Even in the simplest song, Pam is completely entendre. There is a message for women in Pam that is based on, yeah, you want us to pay the bill, but will you get me out of the hell that life is putting me through? So in the bar of, it's like a rendition of Bills, Bills, Bills by Destiny's Child, where I say, can you pay the bill? Can you pay the Sally bill? Take her to Hibachi Grill. If you did, nigga, maybe you could. Copperfield, she ain't David Copperfield, but she tricking in the Ville. No deal if you can't pay the bill, bro. It's that pay the Sally bill is not pay my cell phone. Pay the Sally bill. Copperfield. It's and if I'm at the Hibachi Grill, like I'm being grilled by the police. It's a very long-winded statement. It's different, but it has to do with being a black man. It has to do with being looked at as merely a meal ticket, a simp, and not feeling worthy because the world that you are biased about doesn't favor men who are working. The people who are destroyers of progress, the people who are haters of progress, would not really like that song. And I get that. I see why you wouldn't. It is simple to you. It is what you heard and not what you think. And that is not because of me. That's not because of me. That's because of what you are used to. That's because of your thought process. I hope that what I create will allow people to be mindful, more honest with themselves. And again, I hope that when I create something, they see themselves in it. You can always see yourself in my creativity. So I hope that you take the time to do so. Creativity to me can be with my computer, with my instruments, with clothing, with fabric. I can make clothing. I can draw. I do know how to draw. I'm not the best drawer. It can be in many facets. Creativity comes in many facets when it comes from me. I always tell people there are two kinds of people on this earth: harvesters and farmers. I'll say this: everyone is a harvester. Some people are not farmers. Everyone can harvest. It is when you are solely bent on becoming a harvester. It is when you are solely bent on making that how you get what you want out of life that begins to dictate how your life goes. You have to be humble enough to see perhaps you are not in your season of harvesting right now, and you need to farm. You need to cultivate the land. You need to practice agriculture. Who can I use? Who can I use as a harvester? Just people who, if you're ever questioning how they got to where they are, it is solely because they are harvesters. That is not to say that they don't grow to understand how to farm, but these people have been like given she bang. If you guys remember American Idol, it was things like that. Like his energy was that of a harvester, of a person who brought in goods, who brought in power, who brought in good energy. And he literally only had to sing one song. Then they start putting him on tour, singing this same song. And it's happening again. There's a lady now online who sings everybody's songs, but she's just walking, and it's not acrobatic, but there is a feeling you get when she sings the songs that it's just like, I could listen to her sing a couple more songs. But that is how life works. You do not have to be good at what you do to be a harvester. You are going to become good at what you do if you are a farmer. But I believe the world just wants everyone to believe they are solely harvesters. Manifest, and it will come to you. It will come to you. And that's fine. But it doesn't always just come to you. Sometimes just an idea comes to you, and you have to cultivate that idea. Sometimes your manifestation comes in the form of a conversation that you've had with somebody. And then you have to water that seed that was that conversation. And if the person who you were planning on watering that seed with doesn't want to farm with you, you have to do it on your own. And if you are left to do it on your own and you choose not to, then that seed dies. That seed becomes nothing. So it is imperative that people understand that they are not just harvesters. They are farmers. I understand that, especially with this decade of work that I have been cultivating. It's been about 14 years, if I'm being honest. I have been, from 21 to now, on the same journey. And I believe it is important to say, I'm not going to stop being this version of myself because it's not working in year 3, year 4, year 5, year 10, year 15. Some people are just keen on fast manifestation, fast harvest. And I don't think I've ever been there. I know it's definitely longer than I thought it was going to be. But I knew that it was going to take a minute. So now creating my own lane, doing the things that I said I was going to do without recognition is still just as delectable, honestly. I am very happy with where I am in life, what I have to create with, what world I have put myself in. You might have said something to me that brought about an idea, but I cultivated it, I nurtured it. And you don't get that recognition. You don't get that thank you for the seed that I should have gotten in the first place. Like, that is indicative of a gatekeeper, a person who is like, I did everything. The reason why you are where you are is because of me. This, that, and the third. That's a gatekeeper. That's a person who doesn't want to tell you anything and would sooner see you perish. People don't deserve that kind of energy. I can tell that you never care if you ever give that energy off when it comes to me. Sometimes you need fertilizer. I'm just happy. I look around at all of this stuff that is mine, and I'm just like, you don't need anything. Things show up and come into my world, and I'm like, where can I even put you? Which is cool, you know. I've always got space for things, but it's about finding or organizing the space. It's about organizing the space so that I can put these things somewhere and use them the right way. That's what's difficult right now. I am expanding, and my space is becoming smaller. And spring cleaning, though it may help a little, it is not enough. I need to really get more space, more money, more help, more creative farmers